Welcome to Global Tax Talks Tax in 60 Seconds. I'm Will Morris, and here are some things to watch out for in the coming week. For better or worse, I suspect that all the talk this week will be about the fact that there was no announcement of the Pillar 2 side-by-side agreement last week. With the closing of the inclusive framework comment window last Wednesday, I think folks expected champagne corks to pop shortly thereafter, but no announcement. Although, perhaps over-anticipating such a result, the OECD did put up a publicly accessible webpage that reveals that there are five separate safe harbours that will make up the agreement. So, what happened? Well, some countries objected. We know one of them for sure, Estonia, because they made their reasons public. And according to press reports, the other three were Poland and the Czech Republic in the EU, and China. The Estonian finance minister issued a statement making clear their opposition. It's probably worth quoting at some length. The minister wrote, "We have not considered this initiative suitable for Estonia from the very beginning, and even less so now when the United States, who initiated this effort, has declined to implement it themselves. It would not bring revenue to the budget, but it would bring substantial bureaucratic costs. I told my US colleague when asked that we do not want anything other than what they want for themselves." He continued, "The minimum tax framework proposed by the OECD is technically too complex and would create a disproportionate administrative burden for both businesses and the tax authority. This burden would be particularly heavy in countries where few multinational headquarters are located. Countries must be guaranteed the option to decide whether and when to implement the minimum tax. Sufficient preparation time must also be ensured, given that the minimum tax rules are still evolving and require further clarification." So, what happens? Well, an extension of Estonia's derogation, i.e. exception, under the EU directive from having to legislate Pillar 2 might do the trick, but it's possible that their objections may go even deeper than that. As far as the other countries are concerned, the press report stated that China has questioned why it's not eligible for the same carve-outs as the US, while Poland and the Czech Republic have expressed unhappiness about the deal relating to tax incentives. So we'll see how this all turns out. And the OECD has now apparently said that actually the year end is the real deadline. But let me make a rather obvious point. If you need a side-by-side safe harbour, an extended UPE safe harbour, a simplified ETR safe harbour, a substance-based tax incentive safe harbour, and an extension of the CBCR safe harbour, just to keep things on the road at this point, before countries have even had to start administering this, or taxpayers have had to confront the full extent and burden of their compliance obligations, that really does not look great for the long-term prospects of Pillar 2. In fact, Pillar 2 is beginning to acquire some of the complex and ultimately fatal features of late-stage Pillar 1 Amount A. Anyway, keep watching this because there will almost certainly be daily rumours. If this does get over the line next week, then I'll dig into the substance of the safe harbours at that time. But in any event, come back next week so that you stay global tax ready.